Evening, Taffy. How you doing, bud? It takes 2 minutes. It is still working, mate. It takes 2 minutes before it kicks in. Oh, it's on. Hey, Sprue. Cycling. Oh, God. Oh, Sprue took the money. Aye, it does, mate. It does. Is it electric assisted one? Hey, my birth year. Ah. There you go. Don't know why that wasn't coming up. And switch that on and that off. There we go, chaps and chapettes. Harvester Moost. Moost? Harvester Moost. Pardon me. Harvester Moost. Coyote. Moose. What time are we on? 5 to 9. Right. Elk. Moose till 8:30. Probably going to be better sleep until just missed that one. Oh no, I can catch that one if I can get there. Right, chat window's disappeared. Put that back up. There's a moose loose about this house. It's been a nice chilled day, mate. Not well, I was ended up doing stuff I hadn't planned doing, and I didn't get stuff I had planned doing, but it's been a nice chilled day. I did a 3-hour stream earlier on Twitch. Can you get Twitch, Taffy? Or do you? That's a silly question. Do you use Twitch? Makes it sound like you're in some backwater country and you can't get Twitch. Yeah, you know what I mean.
You know, I spotted some tracks earlier, close to where you're at right now. I'll send the coordinates.
Oh, that's a moose. It's only a female though. Evening, Aisha. Aisha's in the house. Give us a sec, Taffy. Where's my phone? Bloody two-step verification. There you go, Taffy. I'm probably gonna start
Oh,
using
yeah.
Twitch versus YouTube, sort of 50-50. Cheers, bud. Appreciate that. In fact, if I switch on, there you go. You're at the top there, mate. Latest follower. That's me Twitch screen. That's the one I put on Twitch, and that's my YouTube. How has Sprue doesn't need to answer this? He was in earlier. Crystal, how the devil are you? Haven't seen you in months. Maybe it's about a year. How are you doing? I hope life is treating you well. It's not heavy enough. Good to see you back in. It has been quite some time, Crystal. Good to see you back in, it really is. You've just made my night. It's always good to see one of my original viewers. Oh, oh, a lot has happened, Crystal. A lot has happened. God, I think the last time you were in my channel was probably when was it when I had Beast in? Well, I really appreciate you've given me the time with a 1-year-old running around to make time to come in here, Crystal. It's a long time ago since I've had to deal with a 1-year-old. Well, that's not entirely true. I've got a granddaughter. But the beauty of them, when they start making noises, you can give them back. Even better, when they start to smell, you can give them back. Joshy's been absent for a while, but he's slowly getting back on the scene in the last sort of week or so. He's been dealing with a lot in life. Ah, well, us grandparents, Crystal, we know what we're talking about. I think your screen has froze or the chat, Aisha, which I'm not moving much, but if I move left and right, you'll see the thing. If you're on a computer, if you're through a web browser, just press F5 to refresh. And Taffy wins. I will do, Crystal. He might even be in tonight. Beast doesn't get in that much now. I would say possibly once every 6 months or so I might have seen him on average. But his mate Steve, he's been in probably once every 2 to 3 months. He calls in just to say hello. And it always makes me night hearing from all the original gang, as you call it. What time are we on now? Game time, that is, 9:30. That's past the, just coming past that need zone. Not something I'm going to discuss on stream, Taffy. If you had Discord, I could either open a voice channel or just DM. Oh, collectible. Random collectible. 2, 4, 6, 7 pointer. Do-ding. Do-ding. I'm directly downwind. Oh, nice one, Taffy. No, Joey's had a change of direction. Yeah, I've got WhatsApp, mate. Right, what do we have? 12:30 till 4:30. Elk, I need somebody, elk. Not just anybody, elk. I need somebody, elk. Four to 8. Where's the early morning moose? Right, let's get ahead of ourselves then. It's pretty close actually. Coyote, that one there. 12:30 moose. 12:30 till 4:30. Are you on? I'm gonna make it a bit of. I'm not gonna do every day, but I am gonna make a bit of a return to Call of Duty Crystal. Um, sorry, I missed that, Aisha. Oh yes, you are. Night night. What day are we on? Yes, night night. Travel safe. Um, and I'll catch up with you when you're back. Where's my phone? All right, Crystal. Right. Delete your phone number off there, Taffy. You sound like a cowboy, Taffy. Right, it's only 83 metres away, so if I sleep till about 11:30. Of course it is. Nice and pink. It blends in. Fucking wind. That's my granddaughter. "4 years old, just gone the other week." Takes after her granda. It's not a very waterproof tent bed. Right, let's see if we can get this damned 520 kilogram moose. Why did I just whistle? Oh, Taffy's taking all the money tonight. I'm right fucking downwind. The wind's shifting. You are, mate. You're richer than Cody and Cody World. I'm getting sick of this. The wind's just following me. If only, mate. If only. Don't envy Aisha. Including our travel from our family's house through into town to the bus station. And I think she's got a transfer on a coach. She's going to be travelling about 10-11 hours tomorrow to go back home. I've done that journey a couple of times. Well, hers is a bit further, but I've done the journey a couple of times down in London to go those weekend deals for a show in a hotel. Yes, mate, we did. We had a coffee. She presented me with a green tractor, which I think is a Valtra. Little green things on the dashboard in my van. Oh yeah, examine. Coyote rest zone. Yes, it was very nice. No, I went to McDonald's. I had a coffee. She had her milkshake. We sat for about an hour or so, or just under an hour, because one of the staff in the McDonald's came and said, "Are you parked in the main car park? Because that's not our car park. If you stay over an hour, it's £100 fine." So, but I had to get back to take out Tom to Scouts anyway, which I'd forgotten about, which coincidentally I left at the right time. I rang him up as I left saying, "Right, I'm on my way home. Do you want to start tea?" And he went, "What about Scouts?" I was like, oh shit. I mean, kids, why don't they communicate with you? The amount of times I've told them, remind me. My youngest, he's pretty much been he comes pretty much every other week. I go in for 50% of the school holidays and whatnot. And I rang him on Friday. Tom was driving his car back from college, me in the passenger seat, and I rang him up and says, "Are you wanting picking up tonight this afternoon, sunshine?" He went, "No, I'm thinking about swapping weekends, because my mum's off this weekend," and I was like, "That's no problem." But I was thinking, it's 18 minutes away from me normally picking you up. Where's the phone call? Dad, just to let you know, kids. £100, mate, not $100. £100. No, she lives down there, mate. I mean, if she was, I like. Who else have I met up with? I was at one point going to, until his life all changed, I was going to fly over and meet Beast. Oh, I'm not the romantic type, bud. Not the romantic type. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, ripped it up, bought another t-shirt, decided to rip that one up as well. Nah. I mean, I had mentioned the other week. I think you were there because asking when you'd be back in the country to see if I could arrange a general social gathering one weekend. You know, meet up, have a meal and a drink, everybody. Overnight stay in a Premier Inn or something, and head back somewhere. Oh, that's a male. Right, shh. Don't scare this one off. I'm fucking opened! The wind is not my friend today. That's a female. That's not the one calling. Where the frick is he? There he is, there. I mean, I've got him pinpointed right down now. He'll be playing his own FS22, mate. He's so addicted to that now. I've spooked the little bastard. He didn't look very big, like. I don't think he'd have been big enough. Elk. No, mate. I've been on 3 hours today, mate. Tomorrow, Spruce asked me if I would do Lego Star Wars, but I was possibly going to do that on Twitch. There's a WhatsApp off my mum. They're back home from the caravan trip, saying she's a bit off colour after having a Burger King at Wetherby Services. It's probably not food poisoning. My mum doesn't often eat fast food. Probably just been a bit too rich for her stomach. No, we don't get Five Guys over here, mate. Not that I know of. I've heard of it, stateside, but is Five Guys in UK? Ah, there is. One at Newcastle, mate. One at York. Yes, we've got Five Guys. Elk. So, see, my rest zone is back there. Why am I picking stuff up down here? What's that one? Elk. Previously spotted moose. That was where the moose was. I mean, I'm presuming there's quite a big circle around that, so it must be the guy, the guys, the mooses, the mice. Mooses? Mices? Heading towards that area. But look, I have moved from all the way over there to all the way here, and I'm still fucking upwind of them. Oh, nice. Lemon and ginger coke. Ooh. Intrigued by that. Intrigued. Intrigued. So my plan now is to head down to this water line in a bit of a arcing swing and then head back up towards that need zone. How Tom did us a Hello Fresh meal again tonight. He did one last night, a risotto, and there was this taste to it, and I was like, what is it? And I did pick out, it was tarragon, aniseedy taste, which I'm not a fan of aniseed. But then when I came down this morning, I found the lemon. There was lemon squeezed into it and lemon zest in it. I mean, it's certainly edible, but lemon, I love lemon, I love lemonade, I love fresh lemonade, I love sucking on a lemon, I love lemon cheesecake, I love lemon when it's supposed to be lemon, if you know what I mean. Lemon on a savoury dish like lemon chicken, no thank you. Not nice. Well, I've got quite a few jobs on this week, and I've had a nice promising inquiry. Well, I've got two promising inquiries, and one for a school to replace 9 cameras, and another one, a new customer wanting CCTV and an alarm. But I have got the customer still. They had a chain of various sites, and they're closing one of the sites down, so losing that one, I'm afraid. I've had, just by sheer chance, I'm applying for a grant through the local council, and just sheer chance, the fuck is that? I'm right on top of white-tailed deer. Now they come out the fucking woodwork. That one, the second shot was a bit low. Lemon vodka, mate, yep, lemon vodka, I'm all for that. But lemon on hot food, mate, nah. It's just nah. Lemon chicken, anything lemony like from the Chinese, nah, not having it. So, quite surprised that I ate it all last night. I mean, it wasn't so against me tastes that I was like, I'm not eating this. But no, I don't like. Well, fucking tell me which way it goes. You bastard, you're not even going to tell me which way it goes. Well, he certainly didn't fucking run that way. There's a bit of pink. Hey, Andy, how you doing, bud? There he is. How you doing here, man? How's you? How's the missus? That was him going that way. Nearly got him. Blood trails. They sound like a fucking rattlesnake. There he is. Scapula. All good in the hood. Oh, where's he off to, Andy? Are you joking, Taffy, or are you actually getting one? Midlife crisis. I've got a twat tat on my lower back. I'd love a cover up of it. It was a copy, a duplicate of one my ex-wife got, and then I thought, oh, how romantic of me, I'll get one. How fucking stupid was that? Deployed? Didn't even know he served. till 4:30. It's only 1. So, what's that there? N? The fuck's N? That must be something new. I've never seen that before. And only 4 months. Unless he's on a 3-month. Is it TA? He'll be doing a 3-month deployment. It's a month pre-training. Yeah, we are, mate, I know. Army Reserve. We're all one army. I know, mate. Alexa, Luke's room, on. Yeah, my TA army, my Army Reserve. My Army Reserve pension kicks in next year. No, it's not. It's not Airman who's in the army, mate. It's Tag. Alright, cheers, Andy. Catch you later, bud. Appreciate you calling in, mate. Now, if you scroll back up the chat, Taffy, Andy said he's just come out of Tag's stream, his last one that he's doing for 4 months, because he's getting deployed to Cyprus. That was an insta-kill. Straight through the heart, I hope. There, don't sweat it, bud. Oh. This is going to be some points. Oh, high on the heart. Took his neck out. It's a goal, though. It's a gold. Did you like that shot, Taffy? That was a big elk. Right. After that shot, I'll have scared every man and his dog away. So I'm going to rest here for 2 minutes while I go and fill myself another spiced rum and coke, mate. Back in a sec. Do you want one? Oh! I ran into Thomas in the kitchen. Bit chat with him. Gatorade and vodka. I don't know if there is. I mean, from what I've watched on other YouTube videos, mate, this is the Pack-a-Punch rifle. It's the go-to rifle. Was there any animal calls while I was down there? Oh yeah, mate. There's plenty to upgrade. I could if I where's the fucking house? Wrong button. I mean, I'm assuming when you said bigger calibre, you meant generally more powerful. So this is the store. So these are all the rifles you can get. So I've got the 7mm Magnum. I'll go to the bottom, which you would assume is, well, no, even not. There's 48,000, which I don't even have. A 45. Rangemaster 338, 60,000. But I mean, after everything I've done, I've only got 45,000. So yes, I can upgrade. I don't think I can sell. Can I sell? No. Doesn't look like any options for selling there. Once you own it, you own it. And all you do, if you don't need it, you put it back in storage. Oh, nice. I trained our regiment on a Glock 19 over in Denmark. Nice little weapon, easy strip down. It's only 2 pistols I've used, well, used military wise. Glock 19 and a Browning, 9mm. Used the Browning a lot more. The 19 I used for a week of training over in Denmark. Well, I didn't get to use it that much. I was training people how to use it. And then, but the Browning, I've used and trained loads of people on for our regimental shooting team. And I was on standby. I was the reserve for our team in one tournament, but I wasn't needed. Down at Bisley. Oh yeah, it's not the best. But if that's all I had, I'd rather have that than nothing. Glock 19s. Yeah, Bisley. Glock 19s though. Tight, very tight weapon. Very well machined. I mean, you could have said the same about the SE80. The A1 edition was, God, you could give it to kids to use as a rattle. But the A2, I mean, some of the parts were still the same, but the working parts on an A2, much better machined. Much better. Oh, nice one. Have they brought a 3 out now, have they? Oh yeah, mate. I used to love shooting the SE80. Because I was tall, 6'3". I mean, I'm overweight now, but I was always broad built. It was always me who got the LSW. Love shooting that. Absolutely love shooting that. I was what's it called? My memory's getting so bad. The indoor trainer, you've got them as well. What's the indoor training range called? Dismounted DCCT? Dismounted Close Combat Trainer? Yeah, it used to be the SAT. DCCT, I think. Dismounted Close Combat Trainer. I was advanced user of one of those. Regiment used to use me all the time. Setting up them. It was great. Because I used to get the range early. And then we could run it late. And you run all the different video scenarios. And I went on once and I set the magazines to Hollywood magazines. So it was endless rounds. And I went up Rambo style, picked up 2 SE80 A2s and just started shooting from the hip. And I tell you what, mate, I got loads. Everyone's like, I didn't think it'd be that accurate like that. I says, what difference does it make? Just watch for the fall of shot. Just because you're not looking through a sight, just look for the fall of shot. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the main reasons I pursued archery. And one of my first questions on my first assessment day was, can I become a coach? Yeah, we had the law, we had Browning. I never got converted to put them on. In fact, what was the guy's name? Jeff, I think. When I was working full time down at Catterick, he used to call me over. He was like, I'm having a problem with this new software update. Can you pop over? I think it was Jeff. I used to love them at DCCT. They were my favourite weekends. I used to have not arguments, disputes, you know what I mean, with especially with the regs going, oh, you can't beat the real thing, blah 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 blah. As well, ultimately, no, you can't. Being out there, pissing down with rain or foggy or windy, or that's the real environment. But when it comes down to training someone who's just joined or doesn't fully understand the physics of shooting a round, then the DCCT is absolute worth its weight in gold. It's an unbelievable training tool. But you never, ever change anybody's shooting style, even if their shooting style's wrong. Don't adjust their shooting style. If they're achieving the set goal, if they're hitting the targets, or if they're getting the score they need, just leave them. Carl Gustav. Name doesn't ring a bell, mate. I mean, the amount of people in our regiment, I say amount, I mean, it's not like dozens. There's at least 3 that I know of, after I've started training them, actually wear eye patches now when they're shooting because of their eye dominance. And they're like, no, I'm right-handed. Yeah, okay. But you're left eye dominant. No, I'm not. So you are. You're struggling to shoot through that eye. Your left eye's taken over, and some of them just like, oh, I can't keep that eye closed, or it doesn't close properly, or they try to close it and the right eye closes a little bit. Wear an eye patch. And one girl, Pam, honestly, DCCT, she couldn't hit a barn door at 10 yards. But she couldn't close, physically couldn't close her left eye. She couldn't wink with either way, one or the other. She was unable to close one eye ever, right eye or left eye. So I got a bandage, first aid bandage out, first field dressing. Stuck it over her left eye, wrapped it around her head. She ended up on our shooting team. She was down there at that time. I was reserved for the pistol team at Bisley. She was a hell of a shot. Oh, the anti-tank, no, mate. Well, I'm circling around 150 metres, 150 metres here, this need zone. And I am not hearing... Oh. Well, that technically should cover my tracks. That should help cover my tracks. Especially in prone, mate. They've got natural shock absorbers. That sounds crude, but it's true. And in Pam's case, she had XL shock absorbers. But it also helps when they've got a big old butt with a recoil as well. But you're not allowed to say that, you're not allowed to discuss that. And I'm like, but it's a fact. Well, I'm not going to name names, mate, but there was one guy who, in our regiment, in our squadron, who had learning difficulties, struggled to get through the entry exam, struggled, but he only struggled because of lack of training. Anyway, he got through his basic training with a caveat of the only thing that severely failed him on was his shooting. And he had to be retrained by the regiment and to pass his annual shooting test within 12 months. So part of what we had to do for our bounty anyway. So I wasn't running the range that weekend. I was do I take that rabbit out with a 7mm? There'd be fucking nought left. I was safety stroke training staff. Keith was running the range, and he was a good lad. I like Keith. And he comes up to me and said, James here, he needs to qualify this weekend. And it was a kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you know. And a lot of people who were sort of good soldiers, but not necessarily brilliant on the range, used to have their group sizes fudged, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I spent the entire day with James. Every single end, he was there. Every single detail. We had the far right lane. And I was like talking him through the basics. And he's like, nobody's ever shown me that. You know, holding the weapon, showing him, make sure you don't cant the weapon. Your trigger pull, your trigger squeeze, you know, marksmanship principles. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, you have to be kidding me. Anyway, trained him all day long. Every single detail, me and him one-on-one. All day. Good 6 hours. By the end of it, I says, right, you know, this is coming up to the last detail. It's now or never, mate. I'm going to put you in for an actual shoot. Because we were going by the range commands but we weren't shooting the same detail, if you know what I mean. He would just shoot when I told him to, and then once we got the port arms and everything, we'd fall back in with everyone else. So at the end coming up to the last detail, I think it was second off last detail, just in case. And I was like, right, you're no longer listening to me. You're on this detail. This is your this is your attempt. And he shot, and we went down and measured, and he passed. And the DS came over to me at the end of the day and says, well, how did he do? I said, he passed. And they looked at me and went, no, but how did he do? I went, he passed. And they went, no, but how did he do? I went, yeah, he passed. And they looked at me and went, you fucking joking? I went, no, I'm not fucking joking. I said, there's nothing wrong with the guy. I said, I now, retrospectively, would put him down as autistic. I said, there's nothing wrong with the guy. I said, he hasn't received any training. I said, he has soaked up every bit of information that I've given him today. And now, years later, he still passes every time. One of my proudest highlighting moments in my army career was teaching that lad. I used to like the competition target drops, but for us, mate, all we ever had, quite often for us as TA, all we ever get is 1 to 2 opportunities a year based on passing your skill tests, your annual training test. So most of us in TA, regimentally, were always ever aiming for group, mate. That's why we always used to do well in competition. Because it was always based on group. And I have the same attitude at archery. I get good feedback from all of my students because I'm like, you know, it's natural, human. You see a target in front of you, you want to go for gold. And, you know, as a brand new first week, second week, and like, they're nowhere near gold. And I said, don't worry about that. I said, but look, your 3 arrows are within a 4-inch circle. So that's all I'm worried about. Hey, I'll train you, mate. I was actually thinking of going tomorrow. Depends on the weather. The only thing is the field they use is quite a walk, and I don't know whether it's going to be any good for me knee. Once I'm on the range, because I haven't shot outside for 3 years because of COVID, I'd probably stick to a 30-yard target, and do 6 arrow ends. So I could probably do one, collect my arrows, wait, and then do another one, just to get my sight marks in, get the 30 in, and then next time I go down set me 50, and then next time down set me 70. But walking backwards and forwards 70 yards is going to put a strain on my knee. For defo. Is it just me, mate, or have I not heard an animal call in fucking ages? Catterick's a bit far for me, mate, even though I used to work there. It's like an hour and 15 minutes away with traffic. Yeah, they do. There's one at Sunderland. Mate, I love archery, and I haven't got time for archery. I think the last shots I've done scared them all off. Yeah, Harrogate. Is Harrogate close to... Harrogate's probably about the same distance, Harrogate to Catterick, from me to Catterick. It's probably about halfway, but it's easier for them because straight up the A1. Harrogate's A58, out of Harrogate straight up the A1. I am happy the bot's back working again. Fucking 15. Yeah, mate, I understand, yeah. I think if we're still in touch, when I get to semi-retirement, I think it would be... I think it would be difficult for me to get my FAC. But I'd like to. I mean, I've put camera assist CCTV in enough farm areas now that I could probably get permission on land. I mean, I didn't take it in the end, but I did take my bow to my brothers the other weekend when we had that 5 day weekend for the Queen's Jubilee up with my brothers. The weather wasn't brilliant. It was quite windy. They're in a microclimate of their own up there. I was going to take my air rifle. I didn't in the end, and I probably wouldn't have had a chance. But I do still have a S310 in 2.2. I wanted the 177, but I couldn't get them. Like rocking horse shit. I used to have an S300 in 177. It was an absolute beast. And people laugh. Army soldiers used to laugh. Oh, fucking air rifle. I was like, yeah, you try using one. It was a fucking pea shooter. So you try fucking using one, mate, in the wind. You'll learn so much from shooting an air rifle. Because you've got exaggerated trajectory. Exaggerated bullet drop. Exaggerated wind effect. It is, mate. They're absolutely fucking perfect. Nice to hear somebody else appreciate that. Oh, the police are made for FAC. Anyway, I think I was starting to tell the story earlier on. The council applying for a grant for business expansion. And the guy rang us about my container invoice contract renewal. And I said to him, I says, oh mate, I said, John, I said, I've literally got off the phone yesterday to the council, so I was going to ring you on Monday. to see if you've got anything available in small industrial unit. And he was like, yes. He says, I have actually. I says, I've just got one come up on Clark Street. He says, but I'm going to, where did he say? It doesn't matter where he's going. He's going away for 10 days abroad somewhere. So I'm going away for 10 days. He said, I'll be back on July the 7th. Can we talk about it then? I thought, that's perfect. Gives the council a couple of weeks to sort my grant out. And then Tom has, my mum, just gave him her old car. It's got an engine management problem, but I think I know where it is. It's a couple of split pipes, I think. One of them's on the turbo. It's either split pipes or it's a leak on the exhaust manifold. There's plenty of power in it. It's not causing a power issue. Anyway, she was going to sell it for 450 quid. Some guy came to get it and was a bit of a dodgy character. Wanted to take the car away before they paid for it, blah, blah, blah. And like, my dad was like, you can fuck off. And I said, oh, I didn't realise you were selling your car. I says, that's probably something how Tom would be interested in. And in the end she went, oh, if Tom wants it, he can have it. I'm not going to charge him for it. So he ended up with this really nice Ford Focus. Oh, that's a moose. It's a male as well. Fucking... Urgh! The wind. So he ended up with this car, which he's been driving for a week or so now. But we now don't have enough space on the drive. And the neighbours, very politely, the two neighbours that it's affecting is like where we're having to park his car. Like, I hope you're not like intending to keep doing it like that. So I was like, no. I said, we're gonna. This is going to make room. I says, I'm looking at moving the caravan or putting it in storage. So I've had words with Tom, like, and I said, well, you know, if it wasn't for you needing car space, I said, so would you be willing to pay for it? And he was like, oh, if it's only a couple hundred quid, yeah, because I mean, he's ended up saving all this money, not having to buy a car. So I thought, oh, John does storage, because that's like what you got, container space. And I said, have you got any room for a caravan short term? And he said, yeah, mate. He hasn't sent, I don't think. I'll just check my phone. He said he was going to send it tonight. He hasn't. My pal Brian, who potters with all cars and motorbikes, is in the warehouse and looking after the yard for me while I'm away. He would let you into the rear yard. I will send you his number when I am in the house tonight. But he hasn't. I'll have to text him tomorrow. So I might even have space on the drive as well. I'm trying to arrange for the little van, my Bilingo that I have on lease hire, to go back. I mean, if this work keeps picking up the way it is, I'll be alright, but the van's due to go back in February anyway, which is what they're now arguing. I can't arrange return because of the contract, but I mean, it was originally only on a 2-year contract, so I'm going to try and, well, that's not even a lie, saying pleading poverty at the minute, we're struggling, so I say, like, give us a break. So yes, this is what I've been doing today, yesterday. Oh, fucking wind. Yes, mate, 26th of July, EV charging points. Paid for that. Now Tom's had to loan me the money for it. But that course is paid for. 2-day course, Tuesday and Wednesday I think it is. 26th, 27th of July. It is, mate. And as soon as I get some of this money in, I'm going to renew me Stroma governing body for electricians, just to give me some backup. I used to be NIC, EIC, but the way they run their more or less sales policy is fucking outrageously shocking. I was down as a domestic installer, passed no problem, which means I can only do minor jobs. And I think the guy's called Ian, me local representative and examiner auditor. The following year, I think the future's going to be hydrogen, mate. The following year, he says, "Oh, I think you could become what's it called? But it's like contractor." I don't really need it. He says, "Yeah, but you know," and I says, "I can get you a bit of discount at the moment for it." He says, "But you need to do some jobs that's more than just putting in a few spare." And I was like, "That's a bit of a catch-22, because I'm not really qualified to put them in, so how can I do the work?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll accept you doing the work if you're trained, you know, towards that, and it's your intention to register with us for that." I was like, "Right, okay." He said, "But I need you." I said, "Oh, I'll tell you what." I said, "My dad has just had a second distribution unit put in the fuse box, and he's completely rewiring his garage workshop." And he went, "Oh, perfect, that'll do." So I rewired the garage and everything. He came and did one audit on the work, and there was a few things, minor things, he came up with, like the original wiring. Some of the original wiring we'd left in wasn't inside conduit. And I went, "Yeah, but it's a garage." And he was like, "Oh yeah, but as per regulation, blah 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 blah." Okay, so we redid all the work, and part of the installation was an outside socket on a blue, blue round outlet for the caravan. It was. We'd passed all the other bits of shit that he'd pointed out, and everything was fine. And I'm running through the checks with my multi-tester, and I got to this circuit for the outside socket, and I couldn't get it to pass. When I traced what the fault was, my dad, in between me doing the work and the guy coming to audit, had been in the socket. It was on UG cable, it was armoured cable. So the cores are all just black. 1, 2, 3. And he'd got the neutral and earth the wrong way around. Which technically, if you plug something in, it will work. But it's going to give you RCD problems. And he failed me on that. I'd completely tested the system beforehand, and it had passed, including that circuit. And he failed me. And he said, "I can't revisit for free anymore. It'll cost you £299 plus VAT or something for a revisit." I was like, "On your fucking bike." He says, "How can I be failed for something the customer's done since?" I said, "The time between when I've tested a job and the customer's done something has nothing to do with me." And he was like, "Nah, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to fail you." So I told him to fuck off, and I cancelled my membership. So that's when I joined Stroma. I mean, for them to tell me to go for a level of cover that I don't need. I do all the work. The customer, albeit yes, it was my dad, but the customer changes the circuit and I get failed for it. Fuck off. Nah. That's just outrageous. Oh no, mate. Yeah, I know. A lot of American stuff's just 2-pin. They are slowly going to 3-pin, but it's too late. The amount of stuff now with Class 1 Earth, where it's completely isolated, like your laptop power supply and stuff like that, you don't need an Earth. My alarm was the first time he ordered it me. He picked up on it, he says, why haven't you connected the Earth? I said, because it's a Class 1 product. It doesn't need an Earth. I said, look on the terminals. The Earth goes nowhere. It's a Class 1 product. Ah, but you should still connect the Earth. I said, what for? Well, if you ever need to do, if you're testing an Earth fault on that line, and I was like, okay, fair enough, valid point. I said, but, and all of the ones I've done since, we have connected the Earth up, but it goes nowhere. It's on a piece of 3-way chocolate block. Live, you can see, goes into the transformer. Neutral goes into the transformer. Earth goes nowhere. Oh, there's my tent. So I've ended up doing a big cycle. What time is it? Game time is 4 o'clock. Yes, mate. I know. Yeah, I sent one over to Joy. And Beast. I sent them both. UPSs. I think I've got 3 or 4 in my house. It was so fucking funny, mate. When I got, I was telling, because I had a power issue the other day. But you know your header, where your power comes in, you've got your header unit and your main incoming isolating fuse and then your meter and whatnot. My power went out the other day. When we checked the neighbours were still on. I said, oh, that's weird. And now Tom's like, yeah, we'll do it. It was like, he says, Tom says, I think I can hear you crackling out of the electric box, Dad. He says, alright, so I went round. I couldn't hear anything. And I thought, oh, I'll just check if the main fuse is gone. So I went to get hold of the fuse and you could hear it arcing. I was, oh, there is crackling. So I took the fuse out, tightened all the connectings up inside, the clamps inside the fuse, plugged it back in, my electric came back on. I said, that's not too bad. But then I wobbled the fuse again. It was still arcing. I thought. So anyway, I'd put a call into Northern Power Grid at this point, and they were coming out. And I'm registered. Don't know how I got on it. It was something years ago. I filled in some sort of questionnaire, and they said I think it's because of me snoring, me CPAP machine. They says, oh, you're a priority customer. If you have power issues, we'll treat you as a priority. So, and they were out within an hour and a half. The guy came round, and he started changing the fuse unit. And once he started, there was no point in not finishing. But in the process of changing the fuse unit over, he discovered what the problem was. The terminals coming out of the fuse unit, so coming in, the main feed from underground, the terminals were all tight. I can't remember if it was live or neutral. No, I do know it was the neutral. The terminals had not been tightened down at all. And my house is 22-year-old from when I moved in brand new in 2000. And because of all the arcing over the years, that it completely carboned up, and that's why it eventually just completely failed. 22 years, mate, working without the terminals tight. So anyway, I was talking to the Northern Power Grid guy about UPSs, and he was going, oh, what's that bleeping? I said, it's a UPS. Alright, that's as funny as fuck, mate. 2014, electrician came to fit me solar panels, tie them into the circuit. So he ran all the cables, did all this, that and the other. I was down in the living room playing on my old Xbox 360. And He comes through, he says, I'm sorry, mate. I need to turn the electric off. I can't work on it live. I says, yeah, no sweat, bud. Crack on. He's alright, cheers, mate. So off he pops out into the garage, isolates everything, does his isolation checks, comes back in. I'm still playing on the Xbox. The look on his face, he was like, what the fuck? Back out into the garage. 5 minutes later he comes back. Look on his face, he was like, what the fuck? Goes back out in the garage, does his checks again. Comes back, he said, mate, how are you playing on your Xbox? I've switched all electric off. I said, I'm running on UPS, mate. So fucking funny. The guy was backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. To be honest, that UPS I'm talking about down there, I mean, I suppose it is protecting the TV, but it's not very often we even watch that TV now. I should have transferred it up here to my streaming station. Protect all the gear up here. I mean, I haven't physically, obviously, had hold of an American style one. But looking at the specs and the brochures and whatnot, the UK ones are of a much better build than the US ones. Fuck. 6 off. I normally fit APCs, mate. I told you earlier on I was running Twitch earlier on, mate. The bot runs so much faster on Twitch. Whereas here you kind of enter the command and it's like, 5, 6, 7 seconds later it comes up. On Twitch it's instant. So I think the Streamlabs... I nearly shot a stump. I think the Streamlabs, the cloud bot, I think it's designed more for use with Twitch and has been adapted for YouTube. And there's so many more commands available. I know. Kill that stump. Did you see how fast I was in on it though? Ha! I pushed you overboard, you fucker. Your turn to get wet. Yeah, mate. Oh, we've all done it. We've all done it. It's when you spend an hour stalking it and creeping up to it. And you're like, fuck me, that's a patient rabbit. It took me an hour to crawl over here and it's still there. I mean, at a guess. Well, I'm smack bang in the middle of. No, hang on, where am I? Alright, I'm there. So I'm almost smack bang in the middle of this need zone. And that is. Oh, the fucking. 12:30 till 4:30. That's elk. Coyote. 8:30. 4:30. So that surely that means they're going to be kind of trekking from here to there. That would seem reasonable, wouldn't it? So, fucking keys are backwards on this. So if I put the waypoint to there, and because of the wind, if I try and follow this cliff line and arc up over here, I have been on nearly an hour and 40, so I'm only going to do about another 20 minutes or so, Taffy. I had a good kip last night, mate. My bedroom temperatures dropped 2 degrees. From 29 to 27, and what a difference. I slept for 10 hours last night. $10, mate. And I said earlier on, because I'd streamed, I said to Sprue, I says, I won't get on till late tonight. I said, because it's a better time for Taffy. The later I get on, it's more into your time zone, so to speak. No, mate, I do not mind catering for and adapting to my long-term viewers, mate. It's the least I can do for your loyalty. Sticking with me through all my shit streams. The weather's up and down, mate. You know what it's like in the UK. Weather is fucking up and down like a yo-yo, mate. It's more temperament at the moment for me. Is this word temperament? Better for me at the moment. It's cooling off a bit. I did go in the hot tub earlier on. I had half an hour in the hot tub while I'm going to finish it tonight. My third attempt at watching The Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt. I think there's about 25 minutes left on till the end, so probably about 15-20 minutes of movie. But I watched half an hour of that while I was in the hot tub drinking a rum and coke. Well, friends, loyalty. That's all loyalty, mate. Christ, I've had friends who would fucking stab you in the back. Not loyal. And hey, I enjoy being a nugget. People like nuggets. I could be nougat. People love nougat even more. God, I haven't had nougat in years. Oh, I can't directly blame you for that, but you've got me on wanting some nougat now. Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of my friendships have waned away because I'm a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get, mate. And if I feel like I need to speak my mind, I will. mouth engaged in overdrive, often sometimes brain in neutral. I speak in my mind, and I'm generally antisocial. But have recently discovered on the autistic scale, and it makes so many parts of my life make more sense. How I deal with situations, social situations. I mean, just as a side kind of example, the other day, I think it was in with Aisha and Jamie and whatnot, and I'd said something about me being shy, and everybody was like, fuck off. And I'm like, no, I am. This is the first time you meet me, you'll think I'm very, very shy. Because I'm very wary of unknown social situations. Once I get to know you, you'll probably find I won't shut the fuck up. And quite often make, comments whenever I feel like it. Sometimes inappropriate comments. I mean, my best mates from archery, Jay and Helen, they've got a kid now. My introduction to them was on my beginner's course for archery, and it was late on in the year, December, January, and Helen with one of the young lasses who, animal! It was like, hands were freezing, and I was just like, sarcastic comment, oh, Ice Queen, and I didn't find out till about a year later how she took serious umbrage to that, took serious offence to it. And I was like, it was an offhand comment of, you had cold hands, so therefore you must have a cold heart, etc., all of that shit. And she's like, oh, it really pissed me off. I was like, what? So yeah, but it's situations like that have happened often in my life. 200-metre shot. Shall I take that shot, Taffy? It's not going to be over 520. It's a female. Yes, mate. Yes, that is me. You know. Oh, it does. Its neck was down, was in the way of the heart, but whether it'll have travelled through the heart, I don't know, but she's down. The thing is, though, in reality, there'd be more than one. That is the rest zone. You can see the rest zone at 252 there. She's a bit closer to the right. That being the rest zone, we're clearly in the rest zone time. There'd be more than one. Not necessarily males, but you would have expected 2 or 3. Even if they're not clustered together, you'd expect, like, you know, one there and one there and, you know, one over there or something. Some of the animal behaviour on here is not very realistic. Oh, I saw a title. It's something I need to go back and watch. A release of Farm Simulator 19. They're releasing a new version. I had moose in Norway, mate. It is the best meat I have ever eaten by far, leagues ahead of even the best quality fillet steak I've ever eaten in the UK. I mean, it was quite a posh, expensive restaurant in Norway. The company I was over there getting trained by, Autronica, paid for the meal. Honestly, mate, oh, moose. I mean, the steak was about 2.5 inches thick. It was cooked to perfection, and they didn't even serve it with a steak knife. It was a bog standard table knife, dinner knife. And I thought, I'm not going to appear ignorant here and like, oh, where's my steak knife? So I just went to cut through this steak, mate. It was like fucking butter. Oh, if ever you get the chance to have, I'm presuming it was the equivalent of a fillet steak in moose, but the texture, the flavour, honestly, mate, it's not even close to the best fillet steak I've ever had over here. And I've had Aberdeen Angus fillet steak, honestly, mate, Norwegian moose. Oh, fucking hell. I would imagine bear meat is quite tough and gamey. Oh, she's a biggie. What do you reckon? 360? And where was me impact? Yeah, it would be a tough and a very gamey strong meat, I would have thought. I mean, it's a bit like, the difference between lamb and mutton. You know what I mean? Mutton, very tough, very strong meat. Lamb, beautiful. I would have thought it would be a controversial subject, but eating bear cub is probably much nicer than eating a fucking 200-ton bear. Might be exaggerating a little on the weight there. Right, what do you reckon, Taffy? Weight and kill shot, what do you reckon? I'm reckoning 360 through the neck, and I might have clipped the heart. $4.50? Nah. Best fish I ever had was in a lung. Best fish I ever had, neck. I told you it was through the neck. Weight, where's the weight? 360! Fucking get in! 35873. I'll take a 360 for that, mate. Was turkey. Not holiday turkey. Real turkey. I've been over there 7 or 8 times working, installing the machines we used to make. We used to land in Istanbul, travel across to the Asian side, across the bridge. Oh, fucking hell, what was that bridge called? And down to the south. And their traditions, as a visiting company, as guests to their country, they insist to take you out for a meal. Now I was over there with a guy called Barry who'd literally never been abroad before, not even on holiday. So he was quite nervous about the whole thing. Big fella, tall, went to the gym, big, muscly, ripped fella. Very nervous about being in over there. Anyway, we only had 7 days, 5 days. Was it a Monday to Friday job? I think we had 5 days to install this machine. And hacked it. And so we were working. They right. We would start at like 8 in the morning, but I think their shift started at something like 5. And we're not working from 5. So they'd come and pick us up. We'd be there for 8. So they'd pick us up about 6:45 or something. We'd be there for 8, and it was a bit of a journey from our hotel to there. And they were like, "Oh, we need to take you out for a meal," and we're like, "I'm very much appreciate that, but we need to get this machine installed. Our flight is on Saturday morning. I think it was a Saturday, and so this guy, the boss was what was he called? The big fella, his right hand man, massive fella, wasn't very tall. I mean, big fella, was called Attila. We used to nickname Attila the Hun. The boss was some quite religious-y type name. You know, it wasn't Moses or something like that, but it was. I remember it being religious-y type name. And they're like, no, and eventually he come over and he says, look, you need to go out with us. This is an insult if we cannot take you. And like, oh, I'm very sorry, didn't realise, blah blah blah. Our company would never fucking educate us on that. So I think it was the Thursday night. It was like, right, I said, this is right. We pick you up. We take you 5 o'clock. So right, no problem, mate. Bearing in mind our hotel was like 45 minutes an hour away. And they come through. Me and Barry's been working all day. We're up the eyes. Jeans, scruffy t-shirts, sweating our bollocks off. This is right, we go now. I says, yeah, to the hotel? No, we go straight to the restaurant. And we're like, no mate, we've been at work all day. We need to get no. I says, I'm sorry, but we're not going to the restaurant looking like this. And they were like, oh, okay. So they took us back, and when I say this, I say it literally, mate. Fatal mistake, and I mean fatal. We went back. We were literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Ran upstairs, had a shower, got changed. 5 minutes, we're back outside. But the hotel was the wrong direction to Istanbul, which is where they were driving us back to, which was a good hour and a half drive. So we set off, and they've got this huge, like, motorway system. This massive, it's like 4 or 5 lanes wide. A bit like America, a freeway. There's no, obviously, the left-hand drive cars and all that. But there's no driving in the right-hand lane, like, you know, as if you were in England, driving in the left-hand lane, you overtake, or you go into the fast lane on the right-hand side. No, it's like a freeway. You pick a lane. If you want to change lane, you just fucking go for it. At this point, I'd got failed. I was always in the front. Again, like I said, Barry was quite nervous. He would always go in the back. The boss was in the back. Attila was driving in a Renault 19. And we're honking it. I mean, his literally... Why he had pedals, I don't know. All he needed was switches. Acceleration was to the floor or off. Brake was to the floor or off. And but at this point, I mean, I'm not a particularly nervous driver. Yes, their driving style was completely different to ours, but everybody drives like that. So I was okay. And as typical, me being in a passenger, would fall asleep a lot. You know, 45 minutes in a car. So I'd be dozing in the front. And I was used to his quite hefty braking. And I was noddy dogged in the front. We were tonking it up this motorway. It must have been down 80, 90 mile an hour, maybe 100, tonking it up this road. And there was 2 more cars, part of the company behind us. Some other installations were happening in the factory, and other companies were installing the furnace and whatnot. And so there was one car had another company in being driven, and then there was another car with just employees of the company we were there for. And talking up this road, and Attila stomped on the brakes. I mean, he was a heavy braker, and he stomped on the fucking brakes. I mean, the car felt like it was going to tip over forwards. Stomped on the brakes. And there was a truck in front of us, and by quite a distance. You know, it wasn't something we were going to impact. But I saw this. So I'm waiting to hear animals, mate. stomped on the brake, and I shot open. And my first impression, where your brain just starts interrogating it, was like cabbages. All I could see was cabbages rolling down the motorway in front of us. Literally, a split fraction of a second. And then I realised it was a body. Perpendicular to us, rolling quite fast in front of us. And that truck that I'd registered mentally had just bounced over him. Attila slammed the brakes on, managed to steer... we hit him, launched the car. The cars behind, because Attila braked hard, the two cars behind us from the company managed to swerve around it, but behind them was a bus. The bus didn't swerve around it. The bus went over this body. And then there was a load of chatter between Attila and the guy in the back. And the guy in the back, the boss, is obviously going, yeah, but we've got witnesses, blah, 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 blah. So we kind of pulled over about a mile down the road over on the hard shoulder. And Attila gets out the car, goes to look at the front, you think there's a dead body back there. And he just jumps out, goes to the front of the car, and he's going, the car! I was like, fuck me, man. So we all jumps out of the car. Attila and the boss started chatting, and obviously said, we need to go to the police. So we drove up this fucking road for about half an hour. Eventually found this police station, middle of nowhere. How they knew it was there, I do not fucking know. Armed police outside, stood there, MP5s. They're in ages. Well, obviously at this point we were supposed to be going for a meal, so we'd had nothing to eat all day. And we're talking to the guys from the car behind us. So they're like, look, there's the equivalent of some sort of corner store over the road. So we went over there. Well, you'd think we were fucking aliens, mate. They'd obviously never seen white people before in their lives. So anyway, we managed to get some packets of crisps and bottles of pop and whatnot. Anyway, we didn't manage to get on that trip. So on the following trip, that's a story I like to tell that, but it is a long story. The following trip, they took us to, they're like, oh, we take you for this meal again. So we're like, yeah, okay. And the choice was ours, do you want meat or fish? And the first time I was like, I don't really like fish. So I went to a meat restaurant, fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. But the next time, I was obviously arm twisted into fish. Now, I'm not a fish lover. At the time, I really wasn't a fish lover. And they took us to this fish restaurant. And massive, massive windows overlooking the lake. Very, very picturesque. But inside, the three walls inside, all had fish tanks. And we're like, oh, that's very, very pretty, and it was looking at stuff on the menu. Didn't have a clue what it said. And I was like, oh, I'll have one of them. It was like the waiter came over, chatted away in Turkish. And Attila was like, right, you've got to go and choose your fish. I was like, what? He says, you've got to go and choose your fish. It was some blue thing. Obviously, head on, gutted, head on, bones, unfilleted, everything. But I ate it, and it was lovely, mate. It was lovely. Really? On your bike? Well, oh, what's that noise? Noise. Rabbit. When you say truck and redneck in the same sentence, I'm assuming you mean pickup truck. I keep getting recommendations now because I watched a couple on YouTube. I keep getting them all the time now for like idiot drivers on the road, and a lot of them's from America. And mate, there's some fucking idiots over there. I mean, clearly red lights, and they just go flying fucking through. I mean, like, 70, 80 mile an hour through red lights. The ones that all the time that you see, there's quite a lot of them. Well, because obviously a lot of cars in America are automatic. They're not stick shift. They fucking jump out of the car and the car starts rolling away because they've either left it in drive or they haven't put the brake on. Oh yeah. I mean, our local, Aldi stores, German stores, we got loads of them around here now. Our local Aldi store have put proper legal road signs, painted signs on the ground in the car park. And there's clearly, from this one particular direction in the car park, they now have to give way to anybody entering the car park from the main road. So I came in and off the roundabout, and had to brake pretty hard. I was in front of the guy, there was nothing he could do but fucking really brake. And he's giving me what for? And I'm like, there's a fucking triangle and dotted lines in front of you, mate. You have to give way to me. And like at the minute teaching out Tom to drive, like pulling onto the dual carriageways and stuff. I'm like, no. I said, you might have to stop. I said, you do not have the right to pull onto the dual carriageway. Those dotted lines mean give way. And we were coming down from, I think it was Friday when he was driving back from college. And I was like, we were on the dual carriageway, A19, and somebody's trying to get on, but there was traffic in the outside lane. I says, hold your ground, mate. Hold your ground. I says, just ready to honk your horn at him. I said, you have the right of way. It was like another thing he's been doing is not pulling away from roundabouts very fast. I says, you don't have to be an F1 driver. I says, but you need to get away from the roundabout. A roundabout is dangerous. I says, holding anybody up behind you as slow traffic is dangerous. I said, just hold your ground coming along the A19. I said, obviously, if he does pull out, you've got to do something about it. I said, but be ready on your horn. I said, they do not have the right to pull out on you. It is a give way. And I says, you've got traffic on the outside lane. I says, if you brake to let him out, you're going to cause issues behind you. I says, if he has to brake on the slip road, then that's his issue, not yours. These are going to be rabbit tracks here. Oh, I'm sure we've got stories between us to share, mate. Anybody with any military experience is good for a pint, mate. I told you it would be rabbit. I'll be out during the day tomorrow. It was my mum's birthday yesterday. Well, I say yesterday. It's now tomorrow. But Friday it was my mum's birthday. But she was away in the caravan, so I need to pop over and see her tomorrow and take her card over. Oh, pardon me. Might even get her some flowers. I've asked her what she wanted. She was like, no. She says, I've got everything. Don't waste your money. I just like a card with a meaningful verse in it. She doesn't even like. Well, I mean, she likes flowers, but she said, you know, a nice posh bouquet from Interflora or something. She says, "Oh, don't even bother." She says, "They're dead within a week." For Mother's Day, she wanted a plant, a climbing rose of a particular colour. It was bloody expensive, like it was like 35 quid for this little tiny shoot thing, but. Ooh, is that a stick? Or is that a bird? Or is that a rabbit? Oh, my breath just went out as I pulled the trigger. I think it was a bird. You can shoot birds on here, like that one there. Oh, this is a nice little spot. Oh. One more kill before bed, Taffy. Nice side shot, but The scapula's going to cover the heart. It's ran to the right. There's something off to my left. There's an animal on my left. Oh, that's a big splodge. Vital organ. It's a kill. Which vital organ? Must be lung. Gotta be lung. Well, it looked like it came running over here. There's a bit of pink. That might have been on its way in. That's old. That's what this is all about, isn't it? Just chatting shit. It's up ahead, 0% blood. 0, there she is. Oh, 350. 350 through the lung. See in the minimap, it shows me as I'm in the middle of a bloody lake. Oh, Taffy, what's your guess, mate? Nah, not a cat and owl's chance. Lung. Oh, she's bigger than the last one, 364. Only a bronze because she got away and ran. Silver, sorry, silver. No, hang on, silver, what? Yeah, didn't get the quick kill because she ran off. All taken. Blah. Whatever. Whatever. Right, there you go, bud. hope you've enjoyed that 2.25 hours of Call of the Wild. I say tomorrow, Sprue's asked me to do Lego Star Wars, so I'll be on that. Don't know whether it'll be Twitch or YouTube. Hope you've enjoyed yourself, mate. It has been a good chin wag tonight. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Very much enjoyed Crystal coming along, Sprueing earlier on, Aisha calling in, Andy, I think Chrissy Boy was in right early on. Very much appreciate everybody calling by. 5 likes, very much appreciated. Sleep well, take care of yourself, and I'll catch you on tomorrow night.